Hello, hello. We're here at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Welcome to the America's Heroes Group Roundtable live stream digital media show. Today is Wednesday, November 6, 2024. November is Military Family Appreciation, National Caregiver, Prostate Cancer Awareness, and Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month. It's important to pay attention to all of these. And also, it's November 11th, is Veterans Day. We have been helping veterans like my next guest, Glenda Smith. And make sure you reach out to the veterans and your family and your friends and your coworkers and just say thank you. I am your host, U.S. Army Flight Surgeon and Iraq Combat Veteran Medic, retired Colonel Dr. Damon Arnold. And we have a special guest on. It's our executive producer, AHG. She's been with the show, one of the founders of the show, and has been doing a wonderful job bringing this forward. And with the grace of God, she has been giving us guidance and help in making sure that this is a success. Today's discussion is going to be related to the U.S. 47th President-elect Donald J. Trump and the election analysis regarding his now coming into office, first as President 45 and now President 47. So welcome, Glenda. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, Dr. Arnold, and let me congratulate you on being host extraordinary today. You have had 5 wonderful, successful, substantive, great shows, and magnificent. Bravo, bravo, bravo to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. So on behalf of America's Heroes Group, we extend our congratulations to the 47th President-elect, Donald J. Trump. So we want to just acknowledge his election and just make sure that people understand that we are one country, one nation, and when the voters have spoken, we must then come together collectively and say, move forward. So this is where we are. Congratulations, 47-elect Donald J. Trump. We congratulate you.
Yeah.
So, and future Commander-in-Chief, starting as of 2025.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But we have a nation that must survive this experiment in democracy and all of that, and how we formulated our nation has to survive. That's what the military is here for. We make sure that people are safe. They go to bed and have sleep and that kind of thing. And as we're going through different administrations, we have to make sure we support each and every one of them in the best way we can possibly do it.
Absolutely.
Sure. Because we have veterans overseas that are in harm's way right as we speak. People who are being trained in the nation right now on military bases. So that includes the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, the Space Force, right? And the Coast Guard. So we have branches of service where we have dedicated members who are following their career track with the passion and the objective of making sure we protect our nation. So we have to be really thankful for all of them. And as we're coming up to Veterans, Day.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's apropos that we talk about them and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to let them realize how important they are to our nation.
Well, Dr. Arnold, I've shared with you and the panelists, Rochelle and Ernesto and Cliff and Sean over the years, my passion, my true passion for why I really do what I do, how I really enjoy doing what I do, because years ago I shared that at one time during my undergrad, and I was married, that I didn't want to incur student loans. And so I spoke to my then husband, let me join the armed services and get enlisted and then send for you, because then I can finish school without having student loan debts and all this and all that. And so he agreed. And so I chose the Marines, Dr. Arnold. It's the uniform. It's the uniform. So I had done everything. I had even started to recruit a little bit, and I was coming in with whatever you guys call it, a stripe or whatever it was, because I had earned it in terms of what would have been written in the contract based on the fact that I had two people to join under me while I was waiting to get started, and I had done everything but sworn in, which means I had not raised that hand yet and swore to the nation. So during that time, Operation Desert became Desert Storm. I remember distinctly the night that war started. My heart was beating so fast. Oh, yeah. I woke up the next day, Dr. Arnold, and it's like I blacked out. I drove so quickly, or you want to say fast, to the recruiter's office. And I came in tears, and they knew it. They knew it because I was having so much fun with them. I was just hanging out and I just saw myself being a Marine. And when I walked in crying, they knew. So I apologized to all of them. I hugged them, and I got all of my paperwork back, and I walked out because I realized the fear that I had. I couldn't go in with that because So I take it personally. What I do, what I say, the research, because it's my way of truly saying to every man, for every man and woman who has had the courage. See, that's the word that's not really properly being understood. You can say you want to do something until it's time to have the courage to do it. I totally lost my courage. So I say to the men and women, past and present, who has had the nerve, the audacity, and the courage to put those boots on and go serve. Then you have to take a step back and say, as your husband, your wives, your mother, your fathers, your sisters, your brothers, significant others, you're leaving family members behind. So that's a second service, because why? That's a sacrifice. Because it ain't no guarantee that the family members are going to come back home. So when one serve, all serve. So it's just a pleasure. It's a pleasure being the executive producer, and I understand the call that God has given me, and I praise God for giving it to me, for giving me the heart to want to serve, to say thank you, and to just give it my all, even on days when I don't feel like it, when it's hardships, because we don't have sponsors. People don't really financially donate like they could to keep us balanced and sustain us. So God has made it possible for 8 years for us to still be here. Because why? The platform does what it's supposed to do. It is about the veterans, advocating on behalf of veterans. It's about veterans pouring into the veterans of their battle buddies. It's about making sure that the resources and information is getting to where it needs, just in case you didn't know. You're informed through America's Heroes Group. You have information that then empowers you to say, oh, okay, I get it. Okay, I'm now empowered because I understand clearly what I need to do and what was missing. So, but from you to Cliff, who is the co-founder, you as Vietnam veteran, the man, the voice, the legend forever. He is America's Heroes Group because he took this organization upon his back with his name and integrity. And we started April 2016. And he didn't stop until he got sick. And we all know he almost died. Heart disease and other things from complications and all this. But he is forever America's Heroes Group. So between Cliff, you, Dr. Arnold, you came on, Sean came on next, you came next, Rochelle, Ernesto, Manny, it has been a chore, a labor of love, because every one of you have poured into this organization in ways that has made it phenomenal. And then other people came on later, Ivan Ortega. It's been a commitment, because why? It has been about the veterans, caring for people who have served while we slept, while we walked freely, while we're so jaded into not understanding the threats that we live upon. Because if our enemies, Dr. Arnold, could really get close to us, we'll be living just like those other countries, being bombed and threatened every day. But because the men and women, see, that's what people don't understand. The armed forces are the defenders of democracy, defenders of our constitutional right that allows us the freedom
Right.
to live freely. And they sacrifice it all 24/7 by air, land, and sea. So it's seriously, it's a labor of love. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it immensely. So it's my pleasure to say November 11th, Happy Veterans Day. But I try to say it every day, not the words, because people can easily say that, Dr. Arnold. It doesn't mean a damn thing if your heart is not right. It doesn't mean anything if you don't have any actions behind it. So I try to live Happy Veterans Day for veterans and their family members every day, not to mention the armed forces. Yeah, so I enjoy it. I do.
Yeah, and it's really important to realize that I give a talk and all that, and what I tell people is what I ask them to do is to tap on the table 60 times in a minute. Then I tell them I want you to do it 100 times in a minute, and I say that your heart, from the moment that you're born, even before you're born, to the time you die, beats 60 to 100 times a minute as an average for normal. It never stops. That's like the military. It never stops. It's beating every second of every minute, of every day, of every hour, of every week, of every month, of every year.
Wow.
Of every decade, of every 100 years, of every century. It has been beating through time, and it has been beating to protect our nation.
Yeah.
And that is a heavy responsibility. And the training and the dedication of people who are there. Many of them, have given their lives, and many have been injured, with wounds of war. We talk about the VA, one of our partners, the Jesse VA. And that is, a level of, and we should never leave them alone. I mean, that's why, we set aside this day on November 11th to talk about a Veterans Day, to make sure that we never, ever forget.
Yes.
And Memorial Day, we never, ever forget their sacrifices, the ones who died in combat and war. So, I'm hoping that this tradition is fully respected, and we get the funding and the needs, and the needs are met of the modern day warriors who are out there, and their commanders and people who are in place to make sure that they stay as safe as possible as they're fighting conflicts and wars and defending the nation, and they're not forgotten.
To President-elect Donald J. Trump, our next Commander-in-Chief, I wholeheartedly, if some type of way this telecommunication can find its way to someone in his circle or where it is, I will hopefully request that the next VA secretary appointment would be Tanya Bradsher. She's currently now the 10th Deputy Secretary of Veteran Affairs. I would hope that the 57% women that voted to elect President Donald J. Trump would have some type of portfolio that lets the world know that women can do it. Women are here. Women are eligible. And she is so qualified. She's second in line to the current VA secretary. She is ready to go day one. Not just that, but she has served and has earned the right. We've never had, Dr. Arnold, a woman VA secretary. And it's time. It's time for this country to understand that women can rightfully take that position as they are qualified to be that. And she is so ready. She's so ready. Her name is Tanya Bradsher. And she's currently, right now, the 10th Deputy Secretary of Veteran Affairs. So I'm so hoping that he, his administration, his cabinet appointments, someone would give her that look, that consideration, and say, let her become that first woman VA secretary, because it's needed. It's needed beyond that. And so in thinking about her and mentioning her, I've been reflective today of my grandmother. As a little girl in Mississippi, I remember walking in the back door with her because she was a maid. And that was during the 60s, Jim Crow. I thought of my aunts, my dad's sisters, who picked cotton. They were sharecroppers, doing the best they could to survive. I thought of all of the women, my mother, all the women who have come before me, who have made it possible for me to become and take my rightful place as I earn it, not given to me, as I earn it. So I'm so proud of Hillary. I'm so proud of Kamala. I'm so proud of the women who have come before me, because you have blazed a trail for every woman to keep marching forward, to become what you are qualified to be. And so we keep it moving forward. We keep it moving forward. But I'm just hopeful that President-elect Donald J. Trump and his new administration would give Deputy Secretary Tanya Bradsher that opportunity that she's earned and she's qualified for. Not a DEI, but what she has earned and she's qualified for. She's already sitting at number 2 seat. She's ready to step in and be the VA secretary. So I'm just praying. I'm praying that she's given that title. So looking forward to 2025, Dr. Arnold. Just, the holidays are coming up, and we're going to just let the year roll out and get ready for the new year of 2025 as it approaches. And we're going to take it one step at a time. One step at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, my thoughts and prayers go out to all the family members and, and the veterans, throughout the nation for a very, very happy Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And,
yes.
The holidays that, our Jewish brothers and Middle Eastern brothers and China, all the different religions that they are, participating in, that they find some peace.
Yes.
In this world.
Yes. So needed.
Yes. And that God, just grants them, the serenity and the peace that they need to get through this time. I also want to reach out to all those first responders for Helena.
Yes.
And for, protecting our nation every day. We've had so many tornadoes and hurricanes and wildfires, and, it's easy to watch it in a soundbite on the media and the news. But then to sit back and realize how long this is going on, it's still going on for them.
Yeah.
We have just been taken out of the cycle of the pain and suffering they're going through. Just praying for all of them to rebuild their homes, their lives, their families, their businesses. It is critical that that nation builds up. Those are veterans out there too, who have lost their business or jobs or homes, and we need to make sure that we help them. We just help them.
Yes, yes, and I'm so hopeful because the people have spoken, that the new administration have a strong VA system in place, making sure that the benefits and other things that are in place move forward, ensuring that our veterans can still live a productive and decent life, making sure that health care coverages are there, just making sure we're doing right by those who have served this country. Not asking much, but just making sure the veterans, the family members, the benefits and all things that's needed will be in place, intact, so that they know that their service wasn't in vain, that their lives means something in honor and respect from us, the taxpayers who care, who cares. So,
Yeah. And when you get into a leadership position, you have a very great responsibility to the people, but you also have an opportunity to lead your administration with compassion.
Yes.
And that's probably the highest quality you can achieve in life. That's my own personal experience has been, through practicing medicine and, going even to war zones. It's that level of compassion for people and really holding on to your principles of, as a person of belief in a higher power, that compassion is more powerful than anything else you can ever amass on earth. I pray that they, have interwoven into their administration a high level of compassion for the American people.
I do. I feel hopeful. I feel hopeful that it's a new beginning forward, and that this country can now start to some type of way heal from all of the negativity, from all of the past differences, that we could just move forward as one under the new leadership, being respectful, embracing the voters' voice as one, and productively live in being good neighbors, respectful neighbors of indifferences or whatever. Just understanding that each person has the right and they are entitled to live their life. Live their life. Yeah. So I'm hopeful that I'm hopeful, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Just a new start.
Yeah.
A new start. Yeah. So.
And then we had some great times with a couple of generals over the last couple of days or weeks.
Oh yeah, we have. Yeah, we have. That was a great event in Chicago State. OMG. The young people are alive and vibrant and ready. The ROTC, U.S. Army ROTC in Chicago State, they're ready. They are ready. And that's a good thing to see when you want to serve. Not that you have to, you want to. It's a difference between wanting to do something and feeling like you have to do it.
You're being compelled to do it.
There you go. Because that means it's coming from your heart, which is your character. See, a person's action is their character. You can say, but your character comes from your heart through your actions.
Right.
So,
that's right.
Yeah.
And so, so we're really encouraging you to go onto our website and look at those podcasts, because there's some really powerful information in there. And, the generals we had speaking, they actually gave this information that, would change your life. And it really had a deep impact on the kids who were there. I say kids, college. I'm getting too old, I guess, Glenda. But
they're kids compared to us.
But they, college students, and they were ROTC. found, and
Yeah.
I looked at them and they were like squared away.
Yeah.
They would,
Yeah.
when I spoke to them, they were all respectful, very focused, and this is what I'm
Yeah.
going to do. I mean, stood up strong and tall, and you
Yeah.
could tell their character was becoming enriched by their experience and what they were doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Arnold, you had a wonderful hosting day, extraordinary. Yeah. Yeah. It was seriously speaking, each show brought the substance and the content that America's Heroes Group has become known by, excellence and integrity
Yeah.
in terms of the platform of resources and information, helping to empower, helping to inform, helping to connect so that you
Yeah.
can make great decisions. So to
And
you
we're
and
looking
all
forward
the
to
other, sir?
and we're looking forward to having some great national leaders. We have people who are going to be coming on the show that
Yeah.
we've made sure that you show up for, because they are spectacular. We have a whole list of people. We actually may be running out of a programming year by the time we finish putting everyone in the slots. But
Oh my goodness.
we have some incredible people that we have been blessed with
Yeah.
being able to, talk to them and get into their presence, and they are interested in talking to you. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's something that we are looking forward to every week, 5
Yeah.
to 8 p.m. Be
Yes.
here. You will
That's
get
right.
a great amount.
That's true. So everyone have a blessed week, and to all our veterans, past and present, blessings for your unwavering excellence in service, dedication, sacrifices to the United States of America. Happy Veterans Day.
And thank you, Glenda. And is that you're in your mom's house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
over here. Let's see an apple pie on the table or something.
Okay.
So make sure you bring one back.
To AHG Connects, where
Have a good
voices,
one.
Come on, say
information,
hello. Love 'em.
and